Hey, welcome to the Shane Plays Let's Play of the demo of Final Equinox, The Arrival by Frozen Realm Studios. So I got an email a couple of weeks back from Kevin, who's the lead designer and project director on Final Equinox, The Arrival. He said it's a turn-based RPG. So I was like, okay, let me check this out. Now, this is currently a Kickstarter that goes for about 8 more days as of June 22nd. And I just want to point out I think they have some things going for them here. Unless funding and pledges pick up very quickly, unfortunately I don't think they're going to meet their goal. It's a very modest goal. They're only trying to get $30,000. And Brian Fargo himself has backed them as of I think on June 6th. Brian Fargo backed them. So with a tweet, he just tweeted out, just backed Final Equinox, The Arrival, etc. So, and of course Brian Fargo, if you don't know who he is in the RPG world, then go look him up. It's a big name. So, and he doesn't just support everything, best I can tell. So anyway, Kevin went on to say, he emailed me and he said, hey, the features include turn-based ship combat with 4 unique ship classes, branching dialogue, which is affected by skill and background of the player, a skill-based character creation system, special combat abilities from you and your crew to use during combat, unique crew management system, which directly affects the stats of the ship, 8 interactable crew members, randomized and scripted travel events, which could shape the fate of you and your crew, and 7 unique planets to explore. So the reason the sound is cutting out is I'm clicking over my browser right now. I don't know if I can get that going or not. Yeah, it looks like I can. So got the sound going again. Now, if you go to the Kickstarter, which goes till July 1st at 3 p.m. Central Time, you'll see that they're trying to raise $30,000. They've got 131 backers. But they're still, they still need quite a bit to make it. So if this doesn't fund, I hope that they quickly regroup and relaunch with another Kickstarter campaign, because, I think they'll eventually make it, or maybe try Indiegogo or something like that. So from the Kickstarter, it does say the average single length of a game is approximately 10 to 15 hours. It'll work on Windows, Mac, and Linux. They're planning to release on Steam, GOG, and Humble, looks like. And then for $10, you can get a copy of the game. So it says, welcome to the world of Final Equinox, The Arrival, a turn-based spaceship role-playing game. You're an admiral of a newly formed fleet stationed in the Outer Worlds, a place overrun by raiders, rebels, and marauders. They fight against you with tactics you have never trained for. Final Equinox puts you, I guess you could say Equinox. What would I say? Equinox? I'll say Equinox from now on. Puts you in the driver's seat and allows you to make decisions that will shape the world around you. There's a gameplay trailer you can watch on the Kickstarter. And one thing I want to point out here is it says the dialogue interactions will take place through a visual novel-like interface, and we'll see that here in a moment. Explore the many different branching paths as you move the story in the direction you want to go. Whether big or small, each interaction in the game will remember your choices with an immediate or long-term payoff. The skills you choose will affect your decisions. It says, our story reacts to the way you play. And then it also says our travel system offers a new unique way to merge narrative choices and the effects they can have in combat. Throughout travel, random and planned events will occur, forcing you to make choices which will affect the supplies and morale of your fleet, etc., etc., etc. So, let's go ahead and jump on in. Now, normally I go in blind. I did spend about an hour or so the other night playing through to a certain point. So let's just jump right in and play the game. I won't bother, since this is just a demo and everything. I'm not going to bother with all the settings, the graphical settings and audio and all that. So let's just jump on in. Now, there is an intro here. It basically just says, after 100 years of fighting, the wars have ended, and now the Commonwealth, the Galactic Commonwealth wants to bring order and peace and all that out to the outer worlds. So, that's basically what this is saying. Now, one thing I don't know, it'd be interesting to hear back from the developers. And I'm not saying that it needs this to be successful. I'm just curious. I'm going to guess the answer is no, because they're just asking for $30,000. I'm guessing that they're not doing any voice acting. All of the dialogue and everything, now there is music and sound effects and all that, but there's no voice acting that I've heard so far. So here we go. You start right off in a fight. And this is where you start off here. Now the game, the two modes of the game basically are you're in a ship, or actually three modes. You're in a ship, or you're like on a base or a planet talking to people and moving around, or you're traveling. So those are the three modes that I've seen so far. As you see up here, it says Captain, glad you have made it to the bridge. I have to say it took me, the first time I played it, it took me a second to notice that. So I don't know if it's because this big sun is so dominant, or if maybe, this could be moved somewhere. I don't know, but it did take me a second to say, oh, I've got somebody up here trying to talk to me. So Captain, glad you made it to the bridge. Hope you find your new ship more than acceptable. Your crew may be young, but I handpicked them myself. Now it's time for you to get a good view of your surroundings. So this is basically kind of a quick tutorial, which I'll click through quickly. It's just saying that turn order does have an initiative involved. The actions you could take, stats of the ship, and active effects and whatnot. So it's saying, hey, move your ship behind the asteroids. Now, your ships will have stats, but you as a character also have stats, and your crew have stats. So, all right. So we're going to go over here. It says enable movement mode. And it's telling me to move there, so I'm going to move there. So this is saying laser shots cost fewer APs but can't penetrate shields. Missiles can penetrate shields. And this, as you see down here in the lower left, this is an AP action point based combat system, which I like. I'm a big fan of turn-based and action points and all that. Okay, so and also you'll notice, I believe we have the movement points are different from your action points. So that's kind of interesting. So let me click on this ship. And then I can't remember if I was able to, hover the mouse over an ability to see what it does and the action points associated with it. So fighters, repair, coordinate. He who controls the spice. That's of course a Dune reference. 10% navigation modifier for 3 turns. So, of course, spice was required in Dune for the navigating in the great big galaxy. So take as many actions you have action points for. Yes. Now use your missiles and take down that destroyer. So I'm going to click on missiles. And one thing that I noticed, it took me a second, my first playthrough, I'm like, why isn't that, I'm clicking on the ships, like, why aren't my missiles firing? I have to click in here. And that's kind of loud, so I'm going to turn down the sound effects if I can. Where's my options? Remember, this is a demo. That's not me. Escape isn't taking me anywhere. Okay, I guess we'll just have super loud sound effects for right now. And you can rotate the map here. One thing that that you can't do is, you can't like click the right mouse button and then dynamically move the map around in the 3D. It's use these rotate map buttons. So, all right, now I have 16 action points left, and this is telling me to scan that ship. So I'm going to click there, and I'm going to go over here, and it's telling me that show me how much health this bad guy ship has, how many action points it has, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to go back to my ship. I have 11 action points. It says, Captain, now it is up to you. Oh! My little partner got blown up there. Well, wasn't good. And then one of my crew members is like, I don't believe it. Scan for survivors. We need to get shuttles, and they're dead. They're all dead. I can't believe it. Captain, we need to continue the mission. We need to inform the Commonwealth. If we make it to Oracle Battle Station, we can connect to their long-range transmitter. All right. We need to get out of here alive. Destroy them! So it's like, I'm in charge here, crew member. Now, it did say here, it says HCS Odysseus dealt 10 damage to VAS Horus. And then Martoon, who I think that's Martoon up there, one of my crew members said, we have identified weakness in the enemy vessel VAS Horus. I don't know what that weakness is. I'm assuming they're just showing that it's damaged. I guess that's what they mean. So let me go back to my ship here. I have 11 action points. And I think technically I should have kept going until I was running out of action points, but for purposes of the tutorial and the story and all that, my other ship had to get blown up here. So I'm going to fire missiles again, I think. Am I going to fire missiles? Yes. And I've got 5 action points left. Now it says these can't get through shields, so I'm not sure if there's any point in shooting lasers or not, because they can't get through shields. Now it says scan an enemy ship for information and possible... Where'd that go? And potential weak points. It said that they identified weakness, but I don't know what weakness did you identify? I don't know. Okay, let me go back here. I'm gonna fire lasers just to be a jerk. All right, and that, I think, yeah, looks like it took his shields all the way down, maybe. Okay, I'm out of action points, so I'm gonna end my turn. He's doing a lot of shield damage to me here. Oh, shield failure on VAS Horus, critical hit. Okay, so that critical hit with the lasers took out his shield, so it was worth doing those. All right, I have 3 missiles left. Just to be a jerk, I'm going to do +4 to next attack. And then I'm going to fire some missiles. Looks like maybe that can stack, because I clicked it a couple of times and my action points went down. So maybe I'm getting +8 or something to my next attack right now. And I'll do the old missiles. Let's take this chunk out. This chump out. And it gives me a chance to hit. I figured he'd be gone by now. Really? Did I miss? Oh, I missed! Ah! Alright, let's try that again. Yep, I got it. Alright, that's really loud. Okay, hopefully that sound is better. I actually restarted it, went through the initial tutorial again, and had all the sound turned down, but evidently as soon as the first battle ends, the music plays really loud. So again, this is a demo. I just actually went into Windows volume mixer and turned down the volume for right now on the game. So hopefully, you know, won't be too loud. So here you have, after they take you through the initial, hey, here's kind of a quick look at how combat works. Then you have your choice of choosing races. There's 3 main races in the game here. You have the Crumb. So they're strong, but avoid combat, actually. Tells you how many there are and etc. And you have to, it wants you to select both a gender and a race. The Maldarians used to have the empire that was everything, and then, you know, but now they're more of advisors, very advanced society, you know, here's their population, etc. They value achievement above everything else, willing to hurt others in order to advance themselves. Well, that's not very nice. Sort of made me think of like if the, I can't remember the name of the race in Attack of the Clones that created the clones, but it's kind of a mix between them and tieflings. So anyway, okay. And then of course the good old Terran, aka human, most common race in the galaxy. So, etc. All races are treated well within their borders, which has caused them to be the center of many of the trade hubs. Okay, sure. Back. So what I will do is I just usually play humans in games. That's just how I roll. Be a human dude. Into your character name. It'll be Shane Elias. All right. Next. Okay, it says many of the choices you make will affect your character as well as your reputation. Please consider this when selecting dialogue options. Okay, and you know, they keep saying over and over in the Kickstarter and in the email, you know, the choices that you make in dialogue are evidently very, very, very important to this game. So not just for that interaction, but for later. All right. So what you're seeing here is how the actual personal interactions work. You know, you get a background that kind of establishes where you're at, and then you'll get, this is you, and then whoever you're talking with. And sometimes other characters will pop in, or the ones you're talking to will fade out or whatever. So, all right. So as you find yourself at a small table in the last frontier, a bar located in Oracle Battle Station. You are surrounded by the chatter of eager station dwellers, merchants, colonists, and crew members, hardly noticing that they are in the presence of the station commander and a newly appointed admiral. So we're the admiral. Let's see here. Bright lights are blinding. All right. Sharp contrast of the darkness of space outside. All right. The outpost commander, Commander Redding. His face is more sunken and far redder than the last time you've seen him. As he speaks, you're hit with a sharp smell of whiskey. He says, you ever been to a place like this before? I'm going to say the bar or the station? The station, you idiot. Redding subtly points his finger at a large crumb, his face deep in a large purple tentacle as he gnaws away at its flesh. Look at that, disgusting. Out here, there's no sense of civility. So you don't like it then? I didn't say that. I just don't like the people. They have a real edge to them. So I could say you'd think you could relate or say nothing. I'm going to say nothing. He says, you think you'll enjoy it out here? I think I'll get used to it. You and I may be the only two people who actually enjoy being stationed out here. It's the solitude that I like. No one barking orders up your butt. He takes another sip of his whiskey and wipes the beading sweat off his forehead. Look at me getting all sentimental. Promise me you won't tell the boys back home. Oh, I'm telling the boys back home. Redding. Well, enough about me. This is supposed to be a formal meet and greet after all. Now back to you. Where'd you grow up? Now, I'm almost positive that as you answer these next few questions, this basically rolls up your character. You know, kind of like the famous and classic Ultima questions or whatever. I think from Ultima 4. So where did I grow up? I'm going to say moving from military station to station. Yeah, we've seen quite a few like you around here. Some people hold a grudge. Personally, I don't. You know what to expect when joining the academy, or at least more than most of the others. See, not many people see it that way. With a strong hint of sarcasm in his voice. Well, by God, then I guess you could call me open-minded. He stares down at his glass, now completely empty, while yours is still half full. You're a slow drinker. Looks like I'll get another. He's a booze hound. He gets up to order another drink, stumbles over to the bar, pushing his way past the endless sea of patrons. When he returns, you continue to chat for some time. Well, maybe you'll like it out here. It takes a different kind of person. More negotiating and quick thinking than brute force. That catches people off guard. He lets out a bellowing laugh. Ha 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 ha. I'm only joking. These people are bat crap crazy. You notice almost everyone at the bar is carrying a gun despite their unenforced no-weapon policy. So then, what did you study at the academy? Let's see. Tactics, science, piloting, navigation, or engineering. I studied tactics, Redding. So a leader and a warrior. Can't say I'm surprised you were promoted. As you well know, it's not easy being in charge of your own crew. You see and experience a lot. I still think about my old crew. He pauses for a moment. This may be the first time he's shown any sign of human emotion. I made a lot of mistakes. So why did you get command of your own ship? So let's see. I have a way with people. Let's see. Like everyone else, I worked my way through the ranks. I used to work in politics. I was working on a science festival. I was part of a team that made a great discovery. You mentioned your crew. What happened? I'm not going to ask. I have a way with people. People just seem to know me. The council thought it'd be good publicity for the military. I'm going to say my former captain was killed in action. I led in his absence. And now you're out trying to prove you belong. That's admirable of you. Well, I hope so, Redding, because I'm an admiral. Seems as though you've sure had an interesting enough path. With all of the horrors and atrocities we're faced with, why haven't you gotten as far away from this as possible? Let's see. A personal sense of honor. A sense of duty. The Commonwealth gave me the skills to do what I have always wanted to do. Or personal sacrifice. I feel as though if I don't do this, then who else will? Duty. Duty. And one more question before we can say we've got to know each other in an official capacity. How do you lead? Let's see. I'm tough when I need to be, and no one steps out of line in my watch. Or I understand my crew and always look out for them. I believe it's their spirit that keeps us going. I'm going to say I'm tough when I need to be. He finishes off his drink. See, he just faded away. Whew. Makes his way out of the bar. His final words hit you somewhat hard. You've been through a lot, but there's still so much of this world you don't know about. You sip your drink and wonder. Okay. Oh, look at this. Flames burn around you as you jolt awake. Your room's spinning. The screams of your crew could be heard from outside your door. Tearing, I guess that's one of my crew members. Help! Captain! I need help! You try to move, but you can't. It's as if your feet are stuck to the floor in Fangorian goo. I used to love Fangoria. I would sit in the grocery store, cross-legged, right there in front of the magazine rack and read Fangoria. I can either let the flames consume me or resist the fire. Well, by goodness, I'm a leader, and I'm going to resist that fire. You try within yourself to resist the flames, pull away, but you can't. They wrap around me and take me. You awaken, your bed soaked in a cold sweat, hands shaking. You focus on trying to regain your bearings. It felt so real, or I knew it had to be a dream. I'm going to say, that felt so real. Now, you're in your bedroom of the HCS Odysseus. 4 months ago, this room felt cold, but the longer you stay, the more it started to feel familiar. Your clothes are now unpacked and hung neatly in your closet. You wipe your eyes when you hear another knock at the door. Up, You open your door to find a young female Maldarian officer standing in front of you. Her cheerful disposition stands as a candle in the darkness. We've had enough fire and flame for the moment. Thank you very much. Martin, it's good to see your new uniform fits, Admiral. Thank you. Sorry to bother you, but I come bearing orders directly from the Council. And as the new Admiral, you'll always have access to one of these. Martin hands you an electronic glass tablet. It feels much lighter in your hand than expected. As you pick it up, 3 small red lights on the top begin to flash, and the tablet activates. Santana. Facial recognition accepted. Hello, Admiral. My name is Santana, and I will guide you through your first mission. Martin. That's amazing. I've never seen a mission table activate before. I will be guiding you through your first mission and will help you with any background information that you need. I also provide all information on the fleet and its crew members. High-level functionality, sleek design. These newer models are way better than the old 1.2s. Totally. Totally, Martin. Totally. Outside presence detected. Do you wish for me to proceed, Admiral? So I can either kick her out or I'll let her stay for right now. Yeah, let's go ahead and proceed. Admiral, before I forget, and this is Martin, Ambassador Jaidin will be traveling with us to and from Urbis 7. She requests your presence in the briefing room as soon as you're ready. Thank you, Martin. Santana, please proceed. Your orders come from the Maldarian Council directly. There have been reported attacks in the outskirts of Urbis 7, and they want you to investigate. And by investigate, they mean neutralize. Is there any information you require? Do they have any leads? The Outer Worlds can be a dangerous place, home to all sorts of rebels, raiders, and space pirates. My system does not allow for accurate estimation. Say, proceed regardless. They have not attempted to gain or steal any resources, and the attacks have been small, quick, and focused. According to these observations, it is either Crumb rebels or Kreloth tribe, or a Kreloth tribe attempting to find a new home. Kreloth tribe? Long ago, a nomadic race known as the Kreloth entered our territory. They terrorized any planet that didn't bend to their demands, asking or taking with them resources to sustain their lifestyle and then moving on. All right, return. Is there any information you require? No. Okay, so she flips or splits, and now I have Santana. Santana 2.3 has seen major upgrades since the last release. The new and improved Santana interface can be used to handle all of your daily needs. Okay, so you can use personal, look at your stats, level up, etc. Your log, the log's not going to be used during the demo. You can look at your fleet and your crew. Okay. And this is interesting. So skills range from -10 to +10. So 0 is actually average. And then managing your inventory and supplies is important. This subsection allows you to monitor your supplies and missiles throughout your journey. Traveling without the proper amount of supplies will decrease the morale of your crew. So that's important. And then you can keep track of your journey with the map tab. Okay. So this is where we are now. And this is where we're going to go, is Urbis 7. Let's go back to personal. So you'll notice here the skills have, I'm pretty sure that how did you grow up and what did you study and how do you lead and all that, establish these stats is going to be my guess. Because I said I studied tactics and lo and behold, there's my tactics at 5, which is pretty good with 0 being the average. Remember, these are average, these zeros. -1 is below average, but it could go all the way down to -10. My leadership's pretty decent, etc. So there's that. The log we're not going to use. The fleet. My goodness, look at that fleet. I've got the Odysseus, the Amphion, and the Zethus. So, and you can see the different crew that you have. on your various ships. So let's go back to the Odysseus. I'm the captain. I don't have a portrait. I'm assuming, once the full game is out, you'll have portraits. Get your ship stats. Tells you how it's affected by the different, crew you have assigned, etc. Pretty neat. Now here's some unused crew. So if we wanted to move crew around, we could. But my tactician actually has a tactics of 3. So why would I do that? Let's see. She's locked. So I guess she's part of the story. So I can't switch her out. It looks like Sam Baker. I can't switch him out either. My navigator. Let's look at my engineer. She's got an engineering of 2. Engineering of 1. But if I wanted to, I guess I could... How does this work? Yeah, I could swap them out if I wanted to. So let's see. Inventory on the different ships. And I don't think what I've messed around with so far, I don't think the inventory at this point is really important in the demo, but for the full game, it definitely sounds like it will be. And of course, we've got to look at the map. So let's exit out of here. Continue. Okay, so here's the ambassador. Constant. Outside, you see Oracle Battle Station looming in the background as a constant stream of ships seems to be simultaneously docking and leaving. Okay, here's Ambassador Jaiden, who I'm also taking to Urbis 7. Her tone is formal yet welcoming and inviting. Her words are soothing and seem to capture you and pull you closer. Hello, Admiral. I will kiss her hand, because I'm guessing that that's the right thing to do. Thank you, Admiral. You must be very tired after your recent events. Please be seated. First of all, you don't tell me to be seated on my own ship, but I will sit down. I wanted to meet with you to discuss my travel arrangements. See, usually when I travel on military ships, there's a lot of fanfare and the like. I just wanted to let you know to treat me as you would treat anyone else. I am simply another traveler on your ship. Okay, understood. I don't feel like talking with you. Now, I apologize, Admiral, but I must be leaving. I have some very important matters to attend to. Good day. Okay, goodbye. You've established that. I guess if I would have said, but you're an admiral, I would have gotten some more information, but whatever. All right. Okay, so here is the actual, when you are in different, when you're on planets or stations or whatever. Let me see if I can get, the sound back, because I think now that I'm out of that part, I think I can control my sound again now. Okay, so the market, I noticed both here and at Urbis 7 isn't implemented yet. So again, I don't think inventory is super important at this point. So here, there's a couple of things I can click on. Last Frontier, go back to the bar. No real reason to. Put some clothes on, girl. Your mama know you're running around like that. All right, and then I can go to Redding's office. Is much larger than your own, and a slight wave of jealousy washes over you. His walls are plain. It feels almost eerie, giving him the appearance of a squatter rather than a permanent resident. Only one picture sits on his desk, one of his old crew on the HCS Searcher, all smiling before departure. You notice a much younger Redding, one far less worn down by age and years of alcohol abuse. You booze hound, you don't even deserve this command. It's great to see you again. Anything I can help you with? I have a question about Oracle Battle Station. Never mind. Let's talk about something else. That's all. I just wanted to show you that I could go in there and talk to him if I wanted. Okay, we're going to leave the station. You walk to the ship as the crew does their final checks before takeoff. You look around and notice that his crew is rushing from place to place. Who? His crew? It's my crew. Most trying to get their checks done as quickly as possible. Some of the Crumb crew members have gotten into a heated argument. You're greeted by the goofy smile of Julian, your ship's head mechanic. He extends his grease-covered hand out to shake yours before thinking better of it. Hey, there's like explosive toxic chemicals and stuff down there, Julian. Where's the smoke? I wonder if this design was inspired by Star Trek Enterprise. All right. Hey there, Captain. All systems seem to be a go. We're ready when you are. Julian, something seems to be wrong. Sir, there seems to be a minor problem with the engine. Nothing major, though. It shouldn't slow us down too much. My crew is working double time. Can I take a look at it? Because that's what captains do, right? They immediately, try to fix mechanical problems on their ships when they have their own staff. Yeah, can I take a look at it? Of course. I'll be right behind you. Sure. You and Julian make your way to the main engine, a large and spacious area which houses the 3 main engines of the battleship. The mechanics are working quickly, trying to get everything up and running before launch. Out of the vents crawls a small lep. His fur has slight grayish tint to it, and his voice is deep and raspy. His welding helmet covers his face as you approach him. Tacky. His voice is muffled by the helmet still covering his face. Hello, sir. I'm Tacky. Nice to meet you. You forgot to remove your helmet? Sorry, Admiral. Tacky removes his helmet, revealing large grayish-blue beady eyes and the disheveled brown fur at the top of his head. Would you mind you putting your helmet back on? Now, what seems to be the problem? They sent us a faulty heat regulator. Not the first time I've seen something like this. I'll be able to keep everything moving, but if it's not taken care of, it will limit our top speed and maneuverability. May I take a look? Tacky speaks with an excited tone. Of course. Follow me. All right. You follow Tacky, making sure to avoid the wires and pipes that run through the machine. He takes you to the engine cooling system. Look for problems. I think I can figure out what the answer is. Leave it alone. I can't fix this. I'm at least going to try. You roll up your sleeves and get working, digging around in the machine, going through the wiring and tubing, trying to find the problem. You and Tacky spend an hour going through the different components of the cooling system. After running countless tests, you still can't find the source of the problem. Wah, wah. You look down at your watch and see that your scheduled launch time is quickly approaching. Well, Tacky, it seems we are at a complete loss. That's right, because you're a bridge officer and I'm a mechanic. Well, thanks for trying, boss. You've done more than most. Martun says, Sir, I've received confirmation from the other ships that all systems are ready to go. Thank you, Martun. Set course for the aerial asteroid field. Engines of the ship fire up and push you forward as you pull away from the base. You and your crew make your way into deep space. So here's another background. This is, I guess, the bridge. Interesting looking. Off we go into deep space. And now we'll go to the travel. So, we have 30 days of supplies. We have 10 days remaining of travel. The morale's good. Here's our crew. Start date. Alright, so let us travel. You hear a nervous voice coming from the front of the ship. Captain, come here quick. So we've been going 7 days. Looking out the window, you see the once dark and empty expanse of space now littered with asteroids. I'm going to assume that this is not a random encounter because I had the same encounter when I played it through the first time. So the crew on the bridge are yelling instructions to one another as the deafening sound of asteroids hitting the hull of the ship is all you can hear. Your pilot, Sam Baker, is doing his best to navigate the battleship through the small openings between the asteroids. Like many of your officers, Sam is a new recruit. So, game-wise, I get why they're recruits, because you have to kind of develop as you go. They will level up like you. But why would you put recruits on the flagship of a fleet led by an admiral? Anyway, an alarm goes off, but the sound is barely audible over the sound of asteroids smashing into the hull. Julian's voice chimes in through the small radio near the captain's chair. Admiral, we are taking heavy damage to the hull. I'm worried. Much more. Julian, are you there? Get your crew to reinforce the hull using steel alloys. You're going to have to hang tight, Julian. There isn't much else I can do. I'm going to say, get your crew to reinforce the hull using steel alloys. Sir, that could cause us countless lives. Fine. Then you'll just have to hang tight. I'll see what I can do from here. Well, hang tight, sir. We're counting on you. Martin approaches you. She speaks softly enough that the rest of the crew can't overhear, but loud enough not to be drowned out by the asteroids. Admiral, I apologize, but I believe Lieutenant Baker is not skilled enough to maneuver through the asteroids. How would you like us to proceed? So in the first playthrough, I said, Sam, get us through, and he did a pretty terrible job, actually, and we lost a lot of people and took a lot of damage. I can say, move aside, Baker, I got this. So basically, I can either push Sam aside and take over and maybe do a better job. I don't know. I can't even remember what my navigation skill is. But, demotivate him, not exactly build his confidence. Or I can let him take us through and my I guess first officer, I'd have to go look at what her title is, position is, saying, hey, you can't do it. So just for giggles, because I say we're going to have to power through. Last time I did that and it came out pretty bad. Just for giggles, move aside, Baker. I got this. Despite your best efforts, your navigation ability is not what you believed it to be. Asteroids damage the ship's hull, creating gaping holes. Over the radio, you hear deafening screams of your crew as they are pulled into the dark vacuum of space. That's the same thing that happened last time when I let him do it. The thumping of the asteroids has now completely stopped. You find yourself back at the helm of your ship. As you look around, you notice most of the crew have returned to the positions, and the journey has continued normally. Lieutenant Baker approaches you, hands shaken. Sir... He hides his hands behind his back. I watch silently. I wanted to apologize. I've never flown a ship of this size before, and I feel unfit to continue as its navigator. I'm going to say, where did you train? On Gamma 4. And how many recruits were there? 67. You can kind of see a little bit of the 8. That looks like HTML. And who did Admiral Taring chose to serve on my ship? Me, sir. Then you're the best I have. Now take a seat. Lieutenant Baker returns to his seat. Oh. And as we're flying through, the alarm goes off. Sir, incoming hostile ships. What are your orders? Okay, I'll try to be nice. Now, we could try to stay out of range and avoid detection, but that would be boring. I will hail the enemy ship to try to, at least be diplomatic. There is no answer. So off we go. One of the enemy ships fires a shot over the bow of your ship. The laser blast sending a blinding flash of purple light through the wind of the bridge as the shot barely misses. Your crew run into position as they prepare for battle. So here we go. This same thing happened last time. Okay, so 2 ships here. Who's going first? The Amphion is going first. Let me see if I can get some audio. Okay. Now that audio stuff's working like it's supposed to. All right, let's see here. Just for giggles, Let's scan this ship. Said we scanned to, or we failed to. We scale it. We scanned to fail it. We failed to scan it. Okay. Well, by goodness, by gum. Then how many? I've got 10 action points left. Let's fire some missiles. And we did 11 damage. Let's fire some more. Oh, we've only got 2 action points left. I guess at this point I don't understand. You know, if we have crew, certain crew could add effects here and stuff. But I don't understand, you know, really what the maneuvering does. Maybe it gives a better chance to hit. I don't know. But yeah, just for grins. I've got 11 movement points. Like, I don't know why I would move, to be quite honest. Why would I move? I don't know. Yeah, I guess I'll go out that way just for the heck of it. Okay, and then we are going to end our turn. All right, it's the Odysseus. There was a... Yeah, ships within 4 tile radius gain a 10% chance to hit for 5 turns. So, yeah, I'm going to do that. That cost me 17 points. I'm going to add 4 to my next attack, and I'm going to fire missiles. I only have a 65% chance to hit. Huh, let's move. See if we can get closer. And let's see what my to-hit chance goes up to. 98% chance to hit. So, yeah, that makes a difference. All right. Dealt some damage. I don't know if I can scan. Yeah, I'm failing to scan. I don't know if maybe it's bugged or something. Okay, and that gives me 2 action points left. So, I'm going to end my turn. And I'm going to move him. We're going to move him over so that he's within 4 tiles. So that he gets that bonus to hit. He's got 19 action points. I'm going to do that power shot. And I'm going to fire a missile. And that one's gone. Goodbye. Boom, boom, boom. I still have some movement points left. How far can I move? 4 to... It says... I'll move over here. Impossible. I don't have enough movement points. So... Okay. That looks like 4 movement points there. I can do that. Okay. All right. So we will end our turn. Now this one's going to get a chance to go. The bad guys. And he's firing lasers at me. I almost kind of feel bad for him. Now what are you going to do? Okay. So I've got 13 movement points. I want to stay within 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I'll move him up there. That's 7 movement points to get there. Navigation modifier, I'm not quite sure. So we can add 20 shields. This ship can also coordinate. Restore push. Okay, so just for giggles, I'm going to try to scan. I feel like scanning is bugged on this. Yeah, we failed to scan the enemy ship. Even when I was replaying the first battle, nothing is scanning. So I think, this is a demo. For whatever reason, this particular playthrough is not letting me scan. So, but just for fun, I'm going to fire some lasers, because lasers are fun. Actually, I'm going to power shot and then fire some lasers. 98% chance to hit. I did 8 shield damage with a critical hit. All right. And they've got 5 action points left. So I'm going to fire lasers. Shield failure. Got those shields down. So yeah, just for grins, let's see if we can take him out with lasers. So it's a 39% chance to hit. So I will be moving to here. Oh, no. Oh, impossible, Admiral. So what was impossible about that? I've only got 18 movement points. Where am I right now starting from? Wow, that's costing me a lot of movement points. Hold on. So if I spend 5, does that let me maneuver better? No, it doesn't seem like it. Where am I? I'm here. Boy, that's costing me a lot to get through here. Because there's 8, but up there is 18. Oh, 18 right there. I don't know if that'll help or not. Impossible? I've got 18 movement points. Why can't I go there? Man, there we go. I don't know if that's going to help my hit or not, but we'll find out. I'm going to try to take him out with lasers instead of missiles, just for the fun of it. It's 56% chance to hit. I still hit. That still hit, despite the odds. Still got 5 action points. And I missed there, even though it kind of gave a special effect like I didn't. Prepare to eat hot lasers. Got 88% chance. Boom. Got the victory. The victory. All right, and then so we did that, and now we have 1 day left to get to Urbis 7. So let's do that. And now we arrive at Urbis 7, and now we will be giving further conversation and orders and that sort of thing. So that's kind of an introduction to Final Equinox. Hope you enjoyed it. Final Equinox, the Arrival, that is. So hope you enjoyed it. And again, I do hope that the developers, kind of regroup, assuming, and there's still 8 days left. But assuming they don't make their Kickstarter, I hope they regroup and give it another run. I think they've, they got a chance to get this game out there. Especially, again, I think that what they're asking, $10 to get in, to get a digital copy of the game. They're only trying to raise $30,000. They're not trying to, put their kids through Harvard or anything like that. I think, let's see what happens. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching this, and stay tuned for more great stuff from Shane Plays.